So I've been able to kind of witness it from the sidelines, but coming into Berkshire, like I mentioned, it was just not even a question because of the community. For 2 years, I've watched Kelsey in this office, and the way they've embraced me, our family, with doing nothing, just showing up, just dropping off lunch. So I think what I had anticipated and hoped for, but truly couldn't have been prepared for, was the collaboration.
Hi everybody, welcome back to another Workout Wednesday. We are here for our final week of September with our final guest, who is Nikki Clowers out of our Atlantic Beach office. Nikki, welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So it's been super fun to do these so far. And I was really glad whenever you agreed to come on, because we have agreed sometimes in the past to do other content with your Takeover Tuesday. And I just love your personality, so I was really excited to get you on.
Thank you. I was nervous. I'm here. I'm ready. I'm ready.
We start off just the same. Just tell us who you are, who you were before real estate, now, or just how long you've been with the company and things like that.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so like you said, my name's Nikki. Yeah. I like to say, in a past life, I was an elementary teacher. But we are from Texas originally, so all of my life up until 13 years ago is Texas. Yeah. My husband and I actually ended up traveling. We were both teachers, went to China, taught in China. Awesome. Yeah, had a great experience. And when we came back, I just said, I want to go to Florida. Why not? We had sold everything to move to China, and we had an opportunity to start over, and I said, let's do that. Yeah. He was given a phenomenal opportunity to get into the mortgage industry, which is ultimately what led me into the real estate industry. And we I keep saying, we just collect kids as we go. We're very, very blessed, very fortunate. We have a large family, and we've raised them here in Florida, right here in Jacksonville the whole time. And we love it. We absolutely love it here. As we were talking earlier, coming into real estate was just such a natural progression for me in my career. And I love representing Jacksonville as a whole community, working with families within the Jacksonville community. And so this has just been a very seamless introduction and coming in. And when I got my license, it wasn't even a question. Berkshire was it for me. The value we put on relationships, on local businesses, on partnering with within one another and outside of our company, it just was on brand for me. And so, awesome. I'm having the best time.
We're glad. Yeah. What did you teach in China?
Elementary is what I was. My husband was middle school, high school, and then I coached varsity basketball.
Wow.
So,
Are you still in contact with any of the kids you taught?
So many of them. Yeah. This is where I feel really, really old, because they are married and having babies. That's awesome. And I don't know how it's possible, because I'm like 25 and somehow they just turned 30. So I don't know how that happened, but we are so many of them. Yeah, I'm really blessed by that.
That's really cool. How was the transition from teaching to real estate? Was there any kind of hiccups or anything that you could translate maybe?
So not really. I think teachers actually might make the best agents because our job is quite literally to hold people's attention spans for more than 90 seconds at a time. Our job is to sell them on the idea of learning something and trusting me to be the one to teach them that. Yeah. And so for over 10 years, that's what I did. I worked with a lot of kids that wanted to do a lot of other things. So bringing that, what my favorite thing about teaching, and I do miss some aspects of it, but one of my favorite parts that has easily, seamlessly rolled into real estate is every day was so different. Our curriculum was constantly changing. Our administration was changing. Our classrooms, our student base was changing every year. And so you had to learn to adapt. You had to learn to kind of learn something, unlearn it, learn it again. And so coming into real estate, it's really the same thing. We just went under a major change in our contracts. And it was shortly after I had finally mastered our contracts. And so they're like, just kidding, here's another one. But when you kind of have that mentality of, we're constantly evolving. The real estate, industry is constantly evolving. There's not a lot of punches we can't take, or I can't take, because that's really where my training is. Yes. So teaching just kind of prepared me and built that foundation.
Awesome. You also have a little bit of experience in marketing. Can you talk about that, like your time in marketing and how maybe it also helped translate into real estate?
Definitely. So with marketing, it was a little different. It started personal.
Yeah.
It was more of a personal brand thing. I've shared in the past, our family's built by adoption and foster care. Yeah. And so I launched my I say marketing, but I launched my social media platforms advocating for families and working in that essentially industry. And it kind of quickly became a passion of mine to then branch out to local businesses, partnerships with small businesses, small brand owners. And over a period of 7-8 years, it continued to grow. I got into network marketing. I grew a very successful career, large clientele base. And again, just kind of continued using those teaching skills, but growing in flexibility, growing in the ability to sit down with people one-on-one, maybe with people my own age, my own size. That definitely helped, having adult conversations. And it just evolved. I mean, truly, like there was not like I'm going to do this now. Yeah. And then it started growing into the larger marketing opportunities. But it was all very just natural. People reaching out to me. And then again, with that saying, okay, I've kind of plateaued in my skill set. So then I had to start seeking out partnerships and collaborations and saying, these are my weak areas. How can I strengthen in those particular areas?
So you are a mother of 7.
I am.
Kind of just take us through that journey of how it started and, how you have fostered kids in the past and then brought them on to be your own children. Just I want to hear about that journey because what you and Nikki, or what you and Kelsey do is just admirable, and it's really awesome. Just
I appreciate that. We are incredibly blessed. We are a large family. 7 was not the plan.
Yeah.
We met in high school, and I definitely was like, maybe 3, maybe 4, and then here we are. So for me, but personally, it was a very personal thing for me. I grew up in that environment. I was raised by a mother who saw an opportunity to help and helped. She serves, she still to this day serves very well. She welcomes in friends and family and in any way that she can help. So it was very second nature to me to just, let's find a way. It's how we raise our kids today. Find a way to help. How if you see a need, meet the need. Yeah. And so in our relationship, just as it evolved, we had 2 biological children first. And then adoption kind of came into play in a way of how can we help? It was not to grow our family. It was just saying there's a need in our community, and if we can serve, we can. And an opportunity arose. We adopted our daughter, and then we like to say they just kind of kept showing up after that. And so we have been a foster family for the last 6 years, and which of course people thought we were crazy when we launched that because we already had 5 kids. Yeah. But it just, again, we had an empty seat in our car. We had an empty bed in our house. There was just a way we could serve. And so we now have 7, and we just finalized the adoption of our 7th. Yeah. And I probably done, but we are keeping our license. We still feel like there's a need. So we are now respite providers, which again just continues to serve our community. There's just such a large need, and it's something that for now we feel really confident doing. So
that's really awesome. I mean, I see you post about them a lot, and I've seen this week, especially like the homecoming week. Those are all
incredible.
super cute. And then your most recent child, that was just a beautiful video. I mean, even I was kind of tearing up. I was like, oh my God,
I do feel like coming up.
She's just so precious. But
our kids have truly, again, been raised in that environment. So even just to watch them grow in such servitude, we're incredibly blessed to have them. So yeah.
I want to shift back to real estate.
Yes.
You've been with the company for about a year, right?
Yes, I'm October 12th. Will be my 1 year.
That's what I figured. Okay, I was trying to remember.
We're right on
you
that
came
anniversary date. Yeah.
Nice. How's it been for this past year? Gosh. What's your goals been, and how's it been?
I mean, just in a very difficult market. I came in knowing I wanted to give myself time to learn, to again evolve, learn all the things. There's so much to know. I do feel like I got a little bit of a leg up with Kelsey being in the mortgage industry for 13 years. A lot of our Jacksonville community is either in real estate, and so I've been able to kind of witness it from the sidelines. But coming into Berkshire, like I mentioned, it was just not even a question because of the community. For 2 years, I've watched Kelsey in this office, and the way they've embraced me, our family, with doing nothing, just showing up, just dropping off lunch. So I think what I had anticipated and hoped for, but truly couldn't have been prepared for, was the collaboration, the partnerships, the encouragement, the agents in this office that within my first couple of months that were FaceTiming while I was at my first open house and stopping by my desk to cheer me on, and still now I have crushed the goals that I set for myself, which I recognize is a huge blessing right now in this market. But I just am continuously encouraged by who is here with me. I couldn't do it without our partners. I couldn't do it without our title company being able just to pop in, hey, quick question. Because when I don't know, I'm not afraid to ask. Yeah. But to have such supportive, encouraging partners at arm's reach has made all the difference in being able to build that really strong foundation right out of the gate.
Awesome. Because we talk about it sometimes, but that first, not even past the first year, it's hard starting out in real estate, especially coming in with small client bases and having to put a lot of money that you make back into your business. Can be very, very challenging. For sure. How have you just stayed focused heading in that time? I mean, it's such a crucial period in your start. So, I mean, just what methods have you used to stay pushing forward? I
think a large part of me not launching my career sooner was wanting to know that I could really commit to it. I had to be ready to say, this is a job that relies solely on me, my efforts, my time, my energy. And we have been in a season of life for a long time where that energy needed to be at home. And so when we sat down and had the conversation and said, okay, everyone's in school and this has been a burning desire for me to do it, I'm ready. And so I just kind of made a very simple, very obtainable kind of checklist of I want to be in office 2-3 days a week. Minimum of 2, 3 to 4 is great, but I have to be in office. I will happily share my little office space, but it is like decorated and there's family photos and all my books are there. It's like it's my own little space that when I'm there, I can turn that part of my brain on and really get things done. Nice. I don't ever want people to think that I'm a type A Enneagram 1 Pisces. I'm not. I am a messy 7 Cancer, but I'm very disciplined. Yes. And I keep my phone, I have to-do lists that, is pinned in my notes. And when something pops up, it's like it goes on there and it goes in order of priority. So I'm knocking things out. But I think being present, 100%. I think social media is not utilized enough in our world. It's used as a sales tactic instead of, let me show you who I am. Yeah. Like putting our faces in front of people, our real life. I don't hide that I'm a mom of 7. I don't hide, that I've been here 13 years or that I'm a newer agent because I'm committed. And they're going to see the work that I'm putting in, the services that I provide, and they get me full time.
So you kind of touched on social media too. I think it's super awesome that you do a lot of it. And I love all your content that you put out. And I just think too, a lot of people are so worried whenever they start out. I know a lot of people, that's their main hiccup is, I don't want to start because I'm afraid of what my content's going to look like. It's not going to look good. And I try and tell people all the time, just start. Just do it. Just do it. Just dive head first in. And if you don't do well,
what's the worst that's going to happen? Yeah. They're going to scroll. You'll never even know if they scroll. You're not there to witness that side of it. So I know, again, I've shared with you, this part is very nerve-wracking for me because it's a formal sit down. But I think personally that's what I love, and I will attribute a lot of my success to is just putting stuff out there and just allowing whoever's going to consume it. I do put a heavy focus on, I want, like in teaching, you rotate the way that you teach. Everyone has a different learning style. And so in real estate, I want my clients to see, this is who she is as a mother. This is what it looks like when she's at soccer tournaments. This is what it looks like, when she's with her family at dinner. But then I also come in and go, but I'm also a teacher, and I want to educate you. I want to empower you, and I want you to understand what the rates look like. I want you to understand what concessions are. So some of my content is educational, and then sometimes it's messy. Sometimes it's just, I'm not afraid of behind the scenes. I'm not afraid of blooper reels. I live for. And I have multiple videos of me being, down literally hand staining wood floor for my clients that are getting ready for photography day. I'm not afraid to get in and get dirty. And I video anything and everything and just put it out there. And so it's always the messier ones that get the better feedback. So
Yes.
don't be afraid to be messy. Like,
Absolutely.
people love real. They want messy.
Very true. I think too. I love two things that you said. Love that it's not prim and proper, because life is not prim and proper.
Yeah.
And I think that's what gets pushed on social media a lot.
Absolutely.
A lot of the core highlights of people, and you don't get to see the times where it's really tough.
Yeah.
I think it's not saying that people should have to put it out. If they don't want to,
absolutely.
don't put it out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, say do whatever you need to do.
You have to feel confident in your brand.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I think it can be an avenue to explore. And like you said too, the other thing that I really liked is that you have different pillars that you do. You do you as a mom, you as a realtor, you can be a teacher, educating, inspiring. There's those different pillars that you can hit on that just diversifies your content.
Right.
And it's something that we try and do some, and it's just a thing that can help out so much, because if you're posting about the same thing each day, it can get a little stale.
Right.
But having those different pillars mixes things up, and it keeps your account fresh, and it's just,
Well, and I believe the longevity of our careers, regardless real estate or any career, is to present yourself in a way that they're going to see you in real life. Because I can present myself any way I want on social media, and it might catch the attention of that client. But then if that client sits down with me and I'm not that same person, not only have I lost their trust, I've lost that referral. I've lost that, continuing relationship with them. And so I'm okay. I think we all have first impressions, and we always hear first impressions are so important. But we're not really in control of how that impression is received. I can give the same content through 3 different people and it be received 3 different ways. And so the reality is, if I don't connect with them, I want my clients to know I'm the right agent for them.
Yeah.
And so it's like if I'm not, I'm at peace with that, because it's not meant for me, but ultimately I'm not meant for them. And regardless, whoever you are, I want to be the right agent for them. I feel like it's just that part has worked really well, in the sense that I post kind of what I want, when I want. I stopped looking at algorithms. I stopped looking at insights. Post-COVID, because I just burnt out. And when I left my last career, that was a big reason why. I burnt out chasing this idea of what it was supposed to look like, and I lost the joy, I lost the focus. And so it was something that I really worked hard for about 2 years to reclaim before launching into real estate. I wanted to have that joy in it again. And I do feel like I have that. Like, when people ask me how it's going, it's great. I'm having the time of my life, because I've kind of found the joy in what I'm doing.
So as you move forward in your real estate career, how are you going to continue to innovate yourself and just make yourself better for your clients, or just improve your business overall?
So there's so much room for growth. I'm still learning so much every single day with every client, every contract. I think for me, it's really continue to lean in on the opportunities that Berkshire offers. There's so many great opportunities to learn from people who have been doing this so much longer than me. Have kind of gone through a lot of really hard seasons of real estate, and they've seen the really highs.
Yeah.
So I will continue to do that. Something else that I feel very passionate about is also going outside of Berkshire, learning from agents that are seeing different brands, different marketing strategies. There's so much opportunity. We live in a world of social media, influencers. There's classes, there's workbooks. I'm just in that nature, and my teacher nature of always wanting to learn. And so again, just kind of committing to those goals that I've already set for myself, upping them, feeling like there's some areas, okay, I feel pretty confident I've mastered. What can I replace it with? So just always looking for those opportunities, being committed to finding them, not just sitting back and hoping they come to me.
Yeah. That's a good way to look at it. Just final question before we wrap up.
Okay.
What advice do you have to real estate agents, maybe people who are just starting out, or people, just anybody? Yeah,
show up. I think number one, nothing else really matters if you're not there.